Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Greetings everybody, let's take a look at the gold market technical picture. But in general, this week, as you understand, mostly the price behavior depends on fundamental background. Since we coming closer to the Wyoming meeting, it starts on Thursday, lasts for 2-3 days, and some statements should be done by the end of this meeting. And currently, there is some division in minds of the investors. So some investors think that it should be announcement of the tapering. Some investors think that it should not. But as economists of the Commerce Bank correctly said, that tapering is partially already priced in the current level on the gold market. This is a very important moment for us because if we will get no tapering, it means that gold should shake off this priced-in level and continue upward action. In two words speaking, we are not expecting any tapering announcement in Wyoming. There are a few reasons for that, and mostly we talked about this yesterday in a report on the Forex market. I repeat it just in 2 words. First of all, we have weaker statistics in recent couple of months. And this is important statistics, not just some secondary stuff, but this is the inflation, this is consumption, retail sales, and some others. So it means that Fed might be right in assessment on inflation that's currently sailing, and maybe the jump in inflation in the longer term could be temporal. Second, Fed still has a gap in employment with the 5-6 millions of jobs should be more created to close the gap to pre-pandemic level. Third is that Delta variant currently starts to occupy the minds of the investors stronger, and some fears appear on the markets that it indeed could make impact on the global recovery. Finally, economists gradually decrease the forecasts for major statistics for the United States economy, gross domestic product, inflation, and some other. Overall sentiment of the investors now are tending to postponing of the Fed action to some later periods. So, for instance, currently investors mostly have the consensus to suggest that tapering probably will be announced in November, not even in September. So, taking it all together, we think that gold could get solid push this week to proceed higher and to complete our nearest standing target of the 1825 level. But this probably will happen close to the end of the week. In the beginning of the week, some downside retracement still might happen, just because investors start to decrease the positions, decrease their possession for common fundamental event, just to decrease some risk. So this could happen. Besides, based on the technical background, it is nothing wrong actually with the deep retracement here, because we have very strong sell-off. Now let's take a look at the technical picture. First of all, today, guys, I also would like to involve the weekly chart in our discussion, because here we have a few important moments. First of all, in general, the longer-term background on the monthly chart, it still remains bearish, and market has to climb above the 1925 area, at least to break the bearish context. But at the same time, this bearish context led market to climb higher in limits that I have set. On the next week, since we suggest that this market still could proceed to the downside, potentially it could happen in the shape of the butterfly. And to form the butterfly, if market will move higher, somewhere around 1837 area, we have the MACD predictor line. For instance, if by the end of the week market will briefly touch this 1837 level and form the bearish grabber, that might become the great background for market reversal later, starting forming of this butterfly. So this level is very important to us. Also, taking in consideration the timing of the price action. So this level stands very close to the upper border of the triangle this market stands inside. So this level, 1837, 1838, is very important in the nearest couple of weeks, I suppose. But probably it might be important even on the next week, if our prediction becomes even stronger than we suggest. Now, on the daily chart, although market currently is not at the rebut, so rebut stands relatively close, 1820, and by the end of the week it might be somewhere around 1830. It means that if our upper direction starts, hardly market will break it immediately. So it will take some more time to break it, and with the fast action to the upside, well, market definitely will feel the pressure of the rebut area by the end of the week. So some selling for the price action also we should set somewhere around 1828, probably 1830 area, as market hardly will break it immediately. So, but this probably will happen close to the end of the week. In the beginning of the week, as I said, some retracement could happen, and here it's important previously broken confluence resistance area. So you can see market has broken it without any response. It just has passed through it as no exist. Usually, when it happens, on the next step, this broken resistance starts to act as a support area, and market tends to retest this level from the opposite direction. And it means that 1768, 1777 will be now work as a support area on the coming week. On the 4 time frame chart, we have actually nothing new. The same flag pattern is forming here that we discussed. The price action inside the flag looks absolutely perfect for a bullish scenario because it's very choppy and slow. This is typical action for retracement, and tight consolidation below the major resistance also looks bullish. It means that market is building an energy for upper breakout. Finally, on the hourly chart, market, as we said, turns to some sideways action. And since we're considering the possible deeper retracement, at least we do not exclude it, let's take a look. Here will be very important, 1762, 1765 area. It agrees and stands approximately with the lower border of the daily broken confluence. It stands 1768. So with this downside drop, if it will happen, of course, it maybe will not happen, the minimum target of the downside breakout of this range will be completed. Stands approximately equal to the range, the rectangle, and if it will be broken, it will be approximately the same distance to the downside that agrees with the support area. Inside country, we have 2 minor grabbers are forming, but they're not definitely tells that market should drop here, but it suggests that market should return right back down, at least to the lower border of this consolidation. Here, a lot of different patterns might be suggested. For instance, market could start forming reverse head and shoulders. For instance, could be the shoulder. If market will drop here, it will be head, upper return right back up. Maybe some other patterns will be formed. So currently, we should keep an eye on what will happen, trying to catch the proper setup for entry, and hopefully it will be some patterns will be formed. Currently, based on the trend approach, when we do not have clear patterns in following just the trend, I would say that it is possible to consider taking the long position inside the flag. Of course, as closer to the bottom of the flag as all the better, with the stop somewhere below the confluence. That roughly should be enough to take the position for results of the Wyoming meeting, as we suggest. So situation still stands really thrilling. It's interesting. For trading will be on the next week. And, well, based on the reasons that we have just discussed, we suggest that gold really could start our prediction by the end of the week. If we will be wrong and indeed tapering will be announced, well, in this case, of course, the gold probably will start dropping. So that's the scenario that we intend to keep an eye on next week. But let's keep watching, and let's hope that we will get the good chance for trading.